We like to think we are free. We make choices every day, from the mundane to the life-altering. But what if this perception of free will is an illusion? What if forces beyond our conscious awareness are shaping our thoughts, decisions, and actions? This is the unsettling question that has haunted philosophers and scientists for centuries, and it is one that takes on even greater urgency in the complex tapestry of the 21st century. From the moment we are born, we are thrust into a world that is not of our making. We inherit languages, beliefs, and social structures that have been passed down through generations. These pre-existing frameworks shape our understanding of the world and influence our choices before we even realize we have a choice to make. Our lives unfold within these invisible boundaries, leading us to question whether we are truly the authors of our own stories or merely actors following a predetermined script. The ancient Greeks grappled with the concept of fate, where powerful gods and goddesses predetermined the course of human life. This idea of a preordained destiny, inescapable and absolute, resonated through the ages, finding expression in religious doctrines and philosophical treatises. Even as science and reason challenged these early beliefs, the question of free will remained a persistent enigma. Are we truly free agents, or are we products of forces beyond our control, our lives unfolding according to a grand cosmic plan? This exploration into the nature of free will is not merely an intellectual exercise. It has profound implications for how we understand ourselves, our place in society, and the very fabric of our existence. If our choices are not entirely our own, what does this mean for our notions of responsibility, morality, and the pursuit of a meaningful life? The past is not simply a collection of dusty relics and forgotten stories. It is a living force that continues to shape our present, often in ways we fail to recognize. From the rise and fall of empires to the evolution of ideas, history provides the context for our current reality. Understanding these historical forces is crucial to unraveling the complexities of determinism and its influence on our lives. Consider the impact of major historical events. Wars, revolutions, and technological advancements have not only reshaped political landscapes, but also left indelible marks on human consciousness. The trauma of war, for example, can echo through generations, influencing cultural attitudes, social norms, and individual psychologies. The invention of the printing press, on the other hand, democratized knowledge and sparked a renaissance of ideas, forever altering the course of human thought. The influence of historical figures also cannot be underestimated. Visionary leaders, revolutionaries, and thinkers have the power to shape the course of history, their ideas and actions rippling through time to impact the lives of countless individuals. From the philosophical treatises of ancient Greece to the scientific discoveries of the Enlightenment, these intellectual giants have shaped our understanding of the world and continue to influence our values, beliefs, and aspirations. But history's influence extends beyond these grand narratives. It also operates on a more subtle level, shaping our daily lives in ways we often overlook. The languages we speak, the foods we eat, the clothes we wear, these are all products of historical processes, shaped by countless interactions and adaptations over time. Our cultural norms, our social institutions, our very identities are deeply intertwined with the threads of history. By recognizing the pervasive influence of the past, we begin to see how our present is not merely a blank slate, but a canvas already imbued with meaning and direction. Our choices, while seemingly free, are made within the context of this historical inheritance, shaped by the echoes of events and ideas that have come before us. Culture is often described as the air we breathe, invisible yet essential to our existence. It encompasses the shared values, beliefs, norms, and practices that bind a society together, providing a framework for understanding the world and navigating social interactions. While culture is a powerful force for connection and belonging, it also acts as a subtle form of determinism, shaping our thoughts, behaviors, and aspirations in ways we may not always recognize. From a young age, we are immersed in the norms and expectations of our culture. We learn appropriate ways of speaking, dressing, and interacting with others. We internalize values related to family, work, success, and what it means to live a good life. These cultural scripts become so deeply ingrained that we often mistake them for our own thoughts and beliefs, unaware of the powerful external forces shaping our perceptions. Consider the impact of cultural narratives on our life choices. In many societies, there are unspoken expectations about career paths, relationship dynamics, and even personal aspirations. These cultural narratives can limit our horizons, leading us to pursue paths that are deemed socially acceptable, even if they do not align with our true passions or potential. The influence of culture is particularly evident in the realm of social media and consumerism. Through carefully crafted advertising campaigns and the curated lives we encounter online, we are constantly bombarded with messages about what we should wear, what we should buy, and how we should live our lives. These cultural messages, often driven by economic interests, can shape our desires and aspirations, leading us to pursue lifestyles that may not bring genuine fulfillment. Breaking free from the subtle grip of cultural determinism requires a critical awareness of the forces at play. By questioning the unspoken rules and challenging the narratives that shape our perceptions, we can begin to carve out a path that is truly our own. This is not to say that we should reject our cultural heritage altogether. Rather, it is about engaging with it critically, embracing the aspects that resonate with our values while resisting those that limit our potential. Algorithms and the digital age, the new architects of choice. The digital age has ushered in an era of unprecedented technological advancement, transforming the way we live, work, and interact with the world. While these innovations offer undeniable benefits, they also raise important questions about the nature of free will and the potential for a new form of technological determinism. At the heart of this concern lies the role of algorithms, the complex mathematical formulas that increasingly govern our online experiences. From the news we consume to the products we buy, algorithms are constantly analyzing our online behavior, creating detailed profiles that are used to predict and influence our choices. Social media platforms, for example, use algorithms to curate our news feeds, showing us content that is likely to keep us engaged, even if it reinforces our existing biases or exposes us to harmful misinformation. Similarly, e-commerce platforms use our browsing and purchase history to recommend products, often steering us towards more expensive options or those that align with our perceived preferences. The power of algorithms lies in their ability to operate beneath the surface of our awareness. We may believe we are making free and informed choices, but in reality, these choices are often being subtly influenced by algorithms designed to maximize engagement, drive sales, or promote specific agendas. This creates a feedback loop where our online behavior is constantly being monitored and manipulated, further reinforcing existing patterns and limiting our exposure to alternative perspectives. The implications of algorithmic determinism extend beyond our online experiences. As artificial intelligence and machine learning become increasingly sophisticated, there is growing concern that these technologies could be used to make decisions that have real-world consequences, from loan approvals and job applications to criminal justice and healthcare. If these algorithms are not developed and implemented with careful consideration for ethical implications, they could perpetuate existing inequalities and limit opportunities for those who do not conform to predefined norms. Navigating the digital age requires a critical understanding of the role of algorithms in shaping our online experiences. By becoming more aware of how these technologies work and the potential biases they may embody, we can begin to reclaim our agency and make more informed choices about how we engage with the digital world. This includes advocating for greater transparency and accountability from tech companies, demanding that algorithms be designed in a way that respects individual autonomy and promotes a more equitable and just society. The weight of economy. Can we truly choose when the system dictates? The economic systems that govern our societies are not merely neutral frameworks for production and consumption. They are powerful forces that shape our lives, influencing our values, aspirations, and opportunities. While economic determinism may not dictate our every choice, it creates a web of constraints and incentives that profoundly impact our lives, often limiting our choices and reinforcing existing inequalities. Consider the impact of socio-economic status on life outcomes. Those born into poverty often face significant obstacles to success, from limited access to quality education and healthcare, to reduced job opportunities and exposure to environmental hazards. These systemic disadvantages create a cycle of poverty that can be difficult to break, limiting individual agency and perpetuating inequality across generations. The structure of the modern workplace also plays a role in shaping our choices. Many people find themselves trapped in jobs that offer little fulfillment or opportunity for advancement, driven by the need to make ends meet rather than a genuine passion for their work. This economic pressure can stifle creativity, innovation, and the pursuit of personal fulfillment, leading to a sense of resignation and a belief that one's choices are limited by economic circumstances. The pursuit of wealth and material possessions, often touted as the markers of success in capitalist societies, can further exacerbate these feelings of determinism. The constant bombardment of advertising and the pervasive message that happiness can be bought create a culture of consumerism that traps individuals in a cycle of working to consume, leaving little time or energy for pursuing more meaningful aspirations. Breaking free from the grip of economic determinism requires a fundamental shift in our values and priorities. This includes advocating for more equitable economic systems that provide opportunities for all members of society, regardless of their background or circumstances. It also requires a re-evaluation of our relationship with work and consumption, prioritizing fulfillment and purpose over the relentless pursuit of material wealth. Biology and the mind, are we bound by our nature? While societal forces exert a powerful influence on our lives, we cannot ignore the role of biology in shaping who we are. From our genetic makeup to the intricate workings of our brains, our biological inheritance plays a significant role in shaping our personalities, predispositions, and behaviors. This raises complex questions about the limits of free will and the extent to which we are bound by our biological nature. The field of behavioral genetics explores the link between our genes and our behavior. Studies have shown that genes can influence a wide range of traits, from intelligence and personality to susceptibility to certain diseases and mental health conditions. While genes do not dictate our destiny, they provide a blueprint for our development, influencing our predispositions and shaping the range of possibilities for our lives. Neuroscience offers further insight into the biological underpinnings of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Our brains are constantly processing information from our senses, generating thoughts, feelings, and impulses that guide our behavior. While we may experience a sense of agency in our decision-making, these decisions are ultimately the result of complex neural processes that occur largely outside of our conscious awareness. Evolutionary psychology offers another perspective on human behavior, arguing that many of our thoughts, emotions, and actions are rooted in adaptations that helped our ancestors survive and reproduce. For example, our innate fear of snakes and spiders, our desire for social connection, and our capacity for love and cooperation are all seen as products of our evolutionary history, etched into our biology over millennia. While our biological nature undoubtedly plays a significant role in shaping who we are, it is important to remember that genes and neurobiology do not operate in a vacuum. Our environment, experiences, and choices all interact with our biology throughout our lives. influencing how our genes are expressed and shaping the neural pathways in our brains. This complex interplay between nature and nurture suggests that while we may be predisposed to certain traits and behaviors, we are not ultimately bound by our biology. Breaking the chains, awareness, agency, and the future. The exploration of determinism can be a disconcerting journey, challenging our deeply held beliefs about free will and the nature of our own agency. If our choices are shaped by a complex interplay of historical, cultural, technological, and biological forces, what room is left for individual freedom and the possibility of creating a different future? While it is true that we are not entirely free agents operating in a vacuum devoid of external influence, recognizing the forces that shape our lives does not negate our capacity for agency. Instead, it provides us with a powerful lens through which to understand the complexities of our world and to make more conscious and informed choices. Awareness is the first step towards breaking free from the chains of determinism. By acknowledging the invisible forces that shape our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, we can begin to question their validity and challenge their influence. This requires a critical examination of the cultural narratives we have internalized, the economic systems we participate in, and the technological tools that mediate our experiences. Once we become aware of these influences, we can begin to exercise our agency by making conscious choices that align with our values and aspirations. This may involve challenging societal expectations, pursuing unconventional paths, or simply making small adjustments in our daily lives that reflect our growing awareness. The future is not predetermined. It is a canvas waiting to be painted by the choices we make today. By embracing our capacity for critical thinking, empathy, and collective action, we can create a future that transcends the limitations of determinism, a future where individual agency and collective well-being are not mutually exclusive, but rather intertwined aspirations that guide our path forward.